that's when we start to see success. So I think that's going to have to be the major factor when it comes down to this first map. They're facing off against a very talented Faze lineup. Definitely the stack team, the team who's basically expected to win this game number 1 hardpoint, but it's time to hop into this one. Fasten your seatbelts. It's time for losers, semis, Faze, ALG.
So we're seeing Enable open things up with the MB4. On the opposite side is Mochilla, who's going to find a kill before him. Enable trading back, takes down the main AR of Allegiance. So this should give free reign for players to push up here onto Remy. But Remy's going to find 2 kills before finally being taken out. Enable contributing a whole lot to this hard point right now, but nothing coming from it. There's still no hill time, and he gets rushed by Royalty.
And a big team kill as well there from the Faze side, but Attach trying to hold strong here. Ends up dropping just short, but ALG trying to hold strong. You also have to kind of keep in mind the rotations are going to be coming in here from Bike Street. Sinful decides to push forward again. Win these kills, that's going to be big. Zuma had no idea where he was coming from. Unfortunately, Sinful does end up dropping. Remy will be awarded the scrap point for now, but rotations are the important thing. Attack's actually going to win that one, so now it's going to be Faze getting some much-needed time, but the rotations are what they definitely need to kind of set their way forward as Remy currently coming from market.
Initial time. Scrap time going to Faze. Initial time as well. They are set up for this rotation. Remy is the first one into the action. He's able to find a kill. He gets traded out, but still kills have gone in favor of Allegiance. Zuma trying to even up the odds. Clayster here is preparing for that top stair push. So now that's going to spawn Allegiance all the way out towards Graveyard. Now just keep in mind, that is the direction of the next hard point. So if they're able to keep that side of the map, that could be huge for them. But still, in that amount of time, until that time comes, we're going to see Faze get this hill time uncontested.
And Faze actually, Clayster ended up just drawing off of that 5 spree. We talk about the slaying presence that they absolutely bring, and they seem to be having a great time so far, but of course the rotations are going to be very important. It seems that Allegiance kind of content. They're just trying to make sure they have this set up here inside of market, of course, for the next rotation, which is going to be over in Grave. Sinful shuts down Clayster, so now it's going to be 3v4 setup, but Attach able to shut down Remy, and able still getting the scrap point, so it seems that Attach trying to make a little bit of a wave open, and that whole push from Allegiance could be destroyed here in just a few seconds, but he ends up dropping. That's going to be Attach who falls. Now Mochilla is still alive in the hill, so in some ways, that entire setup, a free 15 seconds that they awarded to Faze, is now in some cases already being broken.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about the shot call right there. I want to know who started to orchestrate that play and just said to not push when they had about 40 seconds and at least one attempt. I understand they had very good spawns and they wanted to hold on to it, but you know, it looks like that's not going to pay off at all as they're spawning far out and Faze is set up, and now they're on the offense.
You got to keep in mind how much longer is ALG going to push this, because of course the rotation to destroyed building is really the money hill when it comes down to Retaliation. Of course, the push coming in from Faze already is ALG. And just awkward map positioning overall. Zuma's able to find one, finds a second. That is a huge couple kills coming in sequence there from the Faze side. Zuma's challenging stuff like that. You can definitely see he's feeling confident. But with that in mind, it's like Enable's getting the scrap points. ALG is trying to rotate over, but it seems that every time Faze is constantly pushing them. They're constantly winning the rotation battle, and that's been the issue for ALG. Yet they're rotating, they're trying to set up for new hills, but Faze is just absolutely destroying every setup that ALG throws at them.
Yeah, now Faze in position again. Clayster, we've just been seeing a lot of this. Him just ADSing and waiting for someone to cross his crosshairs. Then he hits those shots with the quickness and just with such ease. He makes it look easy. So now it's up to Allegiance to try and force the issue here. Remy is in a good position to do so. He finds one kill, but expect him to be traded here shortly after. There's one player just behind him on the opposite side of Broken. There he is, caught in the back. That's Attached. Great communication from the Faze players right there to clean up that issue. Now with just 25 seconds remaining, Clay I think knows that he's on borrowed time right now, right? The rest of Allegiance is swarming and they should be able to get that scrap time. So it's up to him once he gets off spawn to try and set up for hallway hardpoint here. Looks like player 8, that's going to be Zuma, pushing up to try and force them back into Broken a little bit more. It's not going to pay off though, as Zuma just ends up spawning farther out of the action, and Allegiance is already set up for this next hardpoint as well as being awarded that scrap time.
Yeah, this is going to be a contention battle, gunfight already starting to happen as Royalty shuts down Enable. Attach actually going to go through bar, making sure that rotation from Allegiance is going to be covered. Royalty currently inside of the hill. Attach still trying to win a few gunfights on the outside. It seemed to go his favor. So with that in mind, Allegiance getting a few seconds here and there, but granted, they'd be down by 200 points. And it looks like in the last destroyed building, they were able to get a few seconds. Faze rotating here early, but in the end, it still seems that Allegiance are grabbing some points here and there, but I'm just waiting for Faze's setup, waiting for the pinch to kind of come into play potentially, as there is one player on the rotation that is going to be Clayster. He's a big power player for this next hill.
Right, so we've seen a lot of Faze on the defense. Let's see how they are on offense trying to break the hard point. Trades going back and forth. Things starting off in favor of Allegiance, though, so how is Faze going to respond? Allegiance still getting so much hill time, uncontested so far. Oh, 2 gunfights going in favor of Royalty there. That's going to net him even more time. Probably the remainder of that scrap time as the hardpoint rotates over to bridge. You can see player 7 on the top right corner of that map. That's going to be enabled, setting up for it, patiently waiting.
To me, that's exactly what ALG is going to need. You know, granted, they kind of played a little bit slow. They had weird setups in those first set of rotations. They need, in my opinion, Royalty to kind of just push them out, just to kind of be that nuisance always in their face, just to be that annoying player and to kind of be constantly flaking inside of Faze, making them think, oh, is there someone on the rotation? Pushing random things and just kind of making Faze basically just kind of nervous and kind of wondering where exactly is that player lingering. So with that in mind, I'd like to see Royalty kind of become more of an impact. Of course, currently -1, but most kills for his team at the moment. But as far as the kill column is considered, Zuma 18-11, a fantastic start for him. Of course, a lot of engagements going down for him, as he is, per usual, a player who likes to get in a lot of those.
Yep, high engagement gains from Zuma all the time. Very high impact kills. Definitely someone you should look for to do that damage. And now attach. He's going to be the one holding on to the scrap time here, getting a little aggression from Sinful, but Enable's able to put him to rest. And now the rotation comes in. We see player 3, that's Remy, taking point, should get that initial time for the team. The only person in range to do something about it is Clayster coming through from garage. He's able to take Remy out. Now that should force him to spawn towards Broken, as his teammates have the graveside spawn, but it looks like he still doesn't have hill control. Takes out Royalty, takes out Mochilla. That's 2 dead. Allegiance far out of position right here, and Faze looks like they're set up to get another full 60.
Faze is just absolutely dominating. I mean, like I said, we talk about they're getting scrap points, yet they're on the rotation again. I mean, that's like a 3v4, if not a 2v4 gunfight, and Faze is still managing to come out with it. 3 go down, Royalty the last alive, and he's currently sitting in a bike shop. He's weak. Of course, he does start to regen health, but to no avail. He starts to find a few kills, but in sequence, it's Faze who are still grabbing the points. I mean, this has just been an absolute dominant performance from Faze. An expected win for Faze in this hard point, but not by necessarily this margin.
Yeah, this is a pretty hefty lead being boasted by the Faze players here. And this is what we saw before, right, where Allegiance gave up the hill, definitely much later this time than previously, but Faze was actually able to break this setup very easily and force Allegiance to spawn out towards Broken. And look at your mini-map. Remy's actually going to be the one to spawn way out towards Broken, so now we see a 2 versus 2 engagement here. Royalty, though, is able to shift the odds in his favor by killing Zuma. And then we see Clayster is able to get the trade. 1 more engagement just around the corner, being tagged up in the back, though. That's going to make it difficult. Allegiance is able to hold on for just a little bit longer, but Enable's coming through, and he's the difference maker. He gets the hill time, forces them to spawn out, and this should be the end of the game. 250 to 111. The Faze fans in the crowd are going crazy. That was a pretty easy hard punt, I'd say.
I'm just really disappointed.